glad y'all tuned in. We about to get the show started. Yeah. Dr. Clyde Winners and Yoshi. Yeah. Then and now. We talking about back in the day and right now. Yeah.
Now let's introduce Yoshima the Genius and Dr. Clyde Winters, the godfather of research.
What up, though? What up, though?
What's up? Yeah. It's madness out here, baby. Madness.
It's madness, man. It's madness.
What's up? We back in here. Yes, then and now. Yes. What's up?
How you
Doc?
doing, Maria? Maria Antoinette.
Oh,
Karen
Maria.
Vincent. What up, though?
What's up? Yeah.
Greetings from the Hotep family, And this is a monumental day, man, because this is a Super Bowl weekend. A lot of people. How you doing, Anthony? LaSalvia? What about Briuck? How you doing, Briuck? And it's an important day. It's they're playing the Super Bowl. I don't care who wins, because unless it's the Chicago Bears. I'm sorry, man. I'm a Bear fan.
So if it ain't them, it ain't.
That's right. You probably want to see Houston in there. I don't know.
Nah. I ain't into all that.
Oh man.
Man.
I've been looking at the Bears. I've been looking at the Bears since I was 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, at least twice a year, either kids would be over my house or I'd be over my son's house, and we look at the games together. The Bears all the way, baby. Okay. And that's just my team, But see, most artists, in a sense, they're not athletic, but see, by me playing football, that's how I got my moves, Yes. Yeah.
Right, that's how you got your coordination.
Yeah, I used to like on New Year's and Thanksgiving, when I would look at football games all day so I could see the moves, see how to play,
All right. Whenever I drive, I think of myself as football. Like playing football, like I'm maneuvering through, the field and stuff. Like I'm looking for an opening. Whenever I drive, I do it, I don't know why I do that, but I be like, all right, that go an opening. All right, now I'm about to go up here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, you got pretty good nerves, because driving is kind of like madness. When I taught my daughter and I taught my grandson how to drive.
Oh.
And the first thing I told him is that whenever you drive, you got to think that you might have an accident that day. I said, always remember, just about every day you might almost get in an accident. And the reason I told him that is because of the fact then they wouldn't be shook,
My mother used to say, you're not only driving for yourself, you're driving for others. So she's like, whenever somebody is about to get into your lane and cause an accident, you drive for them. So you watch out, you maneuver, but always make sure you're safe, So she always say drive for others, because there's some crazy drivers out there. Who taught you how to drive?
Oh, me? I learned how to drive. I learned how to drive when I was in university, because I learned how to drive a stick shift. Because I was in college when I learned how to drive. Man, when I was growing up, man, you could walk down a neighborhood in Chicago, and you might see. Now listen to me. You might see 3 cars on the whole block. 3 cars on the whole block. my uncle he used to get a new car every 2 years. But oh yes, man, black people didn't hardly have cars. They didn't hardly have bicycles. That's why a lot of people used to always go around stealing bicycles in Chicago. Yes. Then and now, baby. Then and now.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's tough.
Yeah.
Dang.
You know, because see, the thing is, this is that a car was like a big bonus, man. Very few people had cars back in the day. Man, back in when I was growing up.
So I looked at like the pictures then with all the old cars, and you look at like how time changed and how there's no old cars on the road. Like what happened to all the old cars? I be asking that, like, dang.
That's in Houston.
Oh, all right. So
yeah,
where you at? You still see some old cars on the road?
I see old cars on the road when I go down into Southern Illinois, the poor white communities. That's like when I went to Kansas, when I went to Missouri and Kansas. I didn't even think white folks drove raggedy cars until I went to Kansas City, and until I went to Missouri and Kansas, and then I started seeing all these old cars. Like when I went to Kansas City to do a conference back in the 90s. So I didn't know which way to go. So this white guy, he drove up in a raggedy car. He said, "Can I help you?" I said, "Oh no, I wasn't gonna follow him. Wasn't gonna follow him. I might have been following him to my death,
Like that, yeah.
No sir, no sirs, because I mean, man, these people in these cars are mad. They're mad, man. And like a lot of times, I'm not gonna tell a lie. When I
got it.
When I'm driving in the city and I stop at a street light,
right?
I look at the car beside me, man. And because see, I don't know if they're gonna shoot me or not. If you sometimes if you pull in front of somebody, they'll follow you, want to hurt you. I was on the expressway. I was coming back from Chicago. I live in the suburbs now,
Okay.
But I got a house in Chicago too. But I live in the suburbs, and so then I was out in the suburbs, and so I passed this car. Man, this guy in this truck, this white guy in this truck, he followed me about 4 miles, and then got off the expressway. When I got off the expressway,
for what?
White guy. I guess he wanted to hurt me, man. But then I guess he changed his mind. I guess he started realizing, hey, I don't know nothing about this neighborhood, And oh yes, but he followed me, and I just pulled in front of him. Man, people are angry. People are angry, man.
Yes. What is the cause of that, man? Like people get in their cars and just want to take it out on you, man. Like and driving and merging in your lane, and then you blow at them like, hey man, wake up. And they like, F you. Like, what the hell? What is that about?
That's right. One day I got caught up in my feelings, because see, a lot of times you can't drive and be in your feelings. And because a lot of people are angry, a lot of people, they may have had an argument with their wife or their girlfriend, or they may be coming from a job, or may have got laid off or fired, or they may have some element. And so, one day this guy, I just pulled in front of him, and he said, he started cussing through the finger. I started cussing back at him. My wife said, "Why did you do that?" And then the guy followed me for a while, because see, in Chicago, I don't know about Houston. In Chicago, a lot of people got guns in their glove compartment. They got guns under the seat. And so then,
open carry out here.
Yeah, well, it ain't open carry in Chicago where people got guns,
They just wild west.
Yeah.
Wild west.
And see, but and what Nellie Fuller said. Nellie Fuller says that a bunch of black people don't need to be together, because he says if you're around a bunch of black people, sooner or later it's going to evolve into an argument, and then somebody might pull out a piece, and somebody might get killed, or somebody might get shot. And that's historical, man. When I asked about my grandfather, what happened to my grandfather, you know, them guys back in Mississippi out there throwing dice and all that type of stuff. And, you know, one thing lead to another, you know, hey, that's right. Somebody got killed, man. You know, just like, you know, back in the day, I mean, I don't know about down south. I know down south they said it too, but up north, man, everybody just about had at least a shotgun in the house. And then if you were lucky, you had a 22 rifle. You had a 22 rifle and a shotgun. Everybody just about had a 22 rifle and a shotgun. You know, that's why they when we had the riots up in Chicago, that's why they sent in the National Guard.
Oh, because y'all was already strapped.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, we didn't have the big guns, but everybody had just about a shotgun. Yeah. You know, growing up, you learned how to make a zip gun. You knew how to get the right wood. Yeah, because see, we had shop back then, and so since we had shop, you could get in shop and you could configure the wood. Mm-hmm. You could get you a nice little pipe, you know, and you know, I used to in a sense get a pipe. You could shine that pipe, polish it, you know, get you a 22 bullet, get you a strong rubber band and a nail. Hey, you were strapped, man.
Yeah, I know what.
Yes, sir. But then, you know, like this morning I did they wanted to interview me for this radio program, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, oh yeah. It was a radio program in Ohio. We was on for about 2 hours. And so then they was talking about, you know, the role of the the Crips and the Bloods.
Right.
You know, and then I brought up how they're really descendants of the Black Disciples and the Blackstone Rangers, and how they were established by priests. And see, we don't understand that a lot of times these priests, man, they be stirring up trouble. You know, they be driving like mad. They be doing all type of crazy stuff. You know, Karen Zinn said, I never drove, and I'm afraid now. Don't be afraid.
No, don't be afraid.
No. Do as I say. Karen, get in your car, drive around. Karen. You know, it's kind of scary out there. How you doing, Timbo?
I had a bad car experience.
Go ahead.
It was Super Bowl, and we went to go tailgate, and they was just up in the parking lot, and I never been to a tailgate before, and they watch the game or whatnot, and they celebrate, and everybody got beer and drinks, so I go there. And my homeboy with me, he a Crip, so that's my homeboy, Hoover. I'm chilling with him, and we getting drunk. We drinking. I drove, so I drove up there. In a Ford Explorer. So I drove up there in the Ford Explorer. We leave from the event. I'm drunk. I'm pretty much drunk. And my homeboy Ken, he started arguing with another team. He's not. I'm not really no competitive kind of person. Mm-hmm. So he's barking at the dudes, and I'm like, nah, man, you ain't finna do that to my homeboy. So I'm getting amped up, and then I dropped my phone.
Oh no!
And, didn't know it. So I walk off, and that's the price that I paid for amping up. You know, doing all that reckless stuff.
Oh, man.
So, get in a vehicle, drive off. Yeah, I'm kind of drunk. I go, I don't know, a good miles away over there to his apartments. And when I went to his apartments, dropped him off, picked up his sister. When I picked up his sister, same apartments, we just made a transaction. I'm like, ah, dang it, where my phone at? Man, let me hurry up and go over to the Reliance Center to go get my phone. So I hurry up and get in the car, and I'm driving. And, man, I hit a corner.
What?
I was going on the corner of Beltway on the feeder, and I'm turning, and my wheels start skipping because I'm going so fast. Wheels start skipping. Tried to stop. The vehicle wouldn't stop. Hit the side of the rail, bumped over the curve, uh, hit straight into
Wow.
the freeway. I guess what holds the freeway up, the big old column. Hit that, flip. It turns me over 3 times. Boom, boom, boom.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm
And you
laying
still
down.
alive?
Yeah, me and her, we still alive. And I look at her and I say, damn, you all right? She say, yeah. And I unclick her belt and I say, hurry up and get out. And so I'm trying to take my stereo out. I'm not even trying to save myself.
Yeah.
I'm taking the stereo deck out because that right there was like $180. And I'm like, man, let me at least get that, because I know when they impound a car, they steal everything. They steal all your electronics and everything. I'm like, let me at least get that. So I get up out the vehicle. As soon as I get out the car, the police is there. Put your hands up.
What?
Man, what's going on? Put your hands behind your back. I said, I just got in an accident. Yeah, put your hands behind your back. So then they put my hands behind my back, put me in the back of the car, and said, you're going to jail for reckless driving. I said, what do you mean? I said, my vehicle lost control.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going for reckless driving. You failure to maintain a single lane. So my mother came, and she was like trying to talk to them, and they put her in handcuffs.
Oh, wow.
And they took her to jail too, and they said because she had a warrant. My mother's a bus driver, so if you know, you can't work for the school district with a warrant. So my mother didn't have no warrant. They just took her to jail just because they wanted to. My mother was very uncomfortable. I'm in there, smelling like, man, I never forget the smell. I'm smelling like oil, gas,
Oh,
and
wow.
just burnt, like, because the car was like totaled.
And they didn't take you to the hospital? They took you to jail?
Yeah, they took me to jail. So I
Wow.
sat out in jail for until the morning. The next morning, no, I sat in jail for 2 days.
Okay.
So 2 days I sat in jail. I finally get out, and I had to walk home. And I remember I was walking home. I was in South Park, because you get off in Makawa. And I'm walking home, and it's early in the morning, and then there was some damn dogs in the street.
What?
So I'm running from the dogs. The dogs chasing me. So
you had the strength to run?
Yeah. I'm running from the dogs. I finally make it to the end of the block and cross the street. And I said, man, I ain't got no money. How the hell I'm going to get home? So I located Metro. And I asked the Metro Lift guy, I said, man, you think I can go ahead and get on? He said, well, I'm only going to do this one time. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't trying to go to jail tomorrow. You act like I'm doing this shit every damn day, So I get on the bus, head on home, get dropped off at my mother's house. Well, a block away from my mother's house. I had to walk a long block to get to my mother's house. I still smell like the burnt vehicle. Now, the Ford Explorer that I totaled was my mother's vehicle. She got out of jail that morning. I stayed in jail for 2 days. She got out of jail. They was talking about, false report. We apologize. You don't have a warrant. And we sorry about that. And they let her out. But she never been to jail before. So she was like, I never ever been to jail. They had to strip me naked, and they had to put the clothes on. It was stanky. The women in there was looking. It was dirty, and she was just telling me this horror story that they put her through. Mind you, I'm flipped over 3 times, looking reckless. I'm like, now I'm feeling bad for her, because that vehicle was her vehicle, and that was her only vehicle. So yeah, I went to the Super Bowl, the football game or whatever, I think it was just tailgating, I don't think it was Super Bowl. I think it was tailgating. I went to the tailgate, and that's my story that I had to tell on my experience.
Like, the thing is that I had some really interesting experiences, like, especially when it comes to driving, because back in the 80s, I used to always have blowouts. I used to always have blowouts in my car. Wow. And I don't know. Yeah, my tires would blow out all the time. And maybe I was buying cheap ones. I don't know, but a lot of times,
Yeah,
and I'd be on the expressway. I would be on the expressway, man, and I'd be I'd be scared as hell that somebody's gonna hit me. Like one day, my tire blew out, and we was coming from. I had picked up my kids because they had hernia operations, two of them, and so I was picking them up and I was taking them to. We was going home, and so the tire blew out, and I was in the middle of the highway, and a truck was coming. This is crazy. A truck was coming, and my car, it wouldn't move, but my car somehow lifted up and went to the side.
I believe. Yeah. I believe. I don't knock it. I believe.
I had. We had so many strange things happen to us. Is that a lot of times my kids say, "What happened this time?" Like one time, man. One time we was on the expressway, and so this guy passed us. And he put his finger up, and so then we was coming on I-57. So and we was going out to the suburbs, and so then. So next thing I know that. So then this guy, he threw up his finger. I threw up my finger as he went past, as he, and so then all of a sudden, man, the car was behind us. He went past it. He got behind us.
Hold up, how?
The truck, and the truck was trying to run us off the highway. I don't know, man. Look like crazy stuff used to just happen, Karen.
Go ahead. What Karen?
Karen Benson said, afraid of the other people, I'm going to get a truck or a bus and drive. A lot of women in upstate New York have trucks. You got that right. In Chicago, some of the smallest women be getting out of these trucks. No. So I know they could probably beat some butt in real life.
In Houston, it's the big trucks. It's a little Mexican lady.
Yes, they like to have them. Okay, Create So Far Jr., he says, yes, I've seen some street madness in my days of growing up in Harlem. A man running butt naked from the police in front of the Apollo. A man bike riding around with a microwave on his head.
Damn.
So, hey, man, it's all type of people out there, man. I used to see stuff like that back in the in the 90s. A lot of people used to take PCP,
yeah.
And when they would take, when they take PCP, man, you see them get in the middle of the street and be trying to fight a bus. You're trying to fight a bus out there, but all type of mess. But what I do now and it's bad. I like now if I'm on the expressway, if somebody started to tailgate me, and and then start blinking their lights, I might slow down, Right. Because the thing is, this is that, I don't like people to tailgate me because I feel about to stop suddenly. I'm gonna be a goner, man. I'm gonna be a goner because they're right behind me. But these people, like man,
I don't like that.
I cannot stand these tailgaters.
My mother say whenever somebody tailgating you, just put your blinker on. Even if you're not about to make a right or a left, even if you can't make a right or a left. Just put your blinker on, and then they'll end up moving something. They'll move around. I tried that before; it worked. I had a lot of tailgaters. You know what? I wanted to make an invention, and I'm gonna share with y'all my invention. My invention is, let's patent it right now. I was gonna put some graphics on the back of the windshield, right? And the graphics is linked to a little small keyboard in your car, right there by where your gear shift at, and it has a couple of buttons on there. One of the buttons could be you're too close, move back, or you're tailgating, please get back, or wake up, you're driving reckless. And I think that them signs right there will help people out, especially if they're tailgating and they going too close to you. Yeah. You see that? Yeah.
That's a good idea, man. Hopefully you can get it patented and sell it out there.
I'll be wanting to say that stuff like, man, back up. God dang, I'll pull over and let you go. God dang, get off me. Especially when you cruising and you go on the speed limit, you go 5 above the speed limit and you put on cruise control. We could do that in Houston. You put it on cruise control, just drive. and there's a fool behind you. You going the speed limit is 40, right? So you going 45, right? You doing right. This fool want to go 60. This fool all behind you. You want to tell this fool you need to move around. I mean, that's where that comes in handy, where you press that button, like, move around. We ain't got to curse nobody. You know, ain't got to call no profanity. Get back. God.
What did somebody want you to what does somebody want you to make the system, but have press the button and say F you or something.
Yeah.
or kiss my
I know that's right. Hey, look, we'll rig it just for us. Yeah, hey, I do want to say every goddamn thing. You know what I do now?
Go ahead.
When people like flick me off, it be white folks. So a lot of the road rage that I notice, it be white folks. When I go to the black neighborhoods and the hoods, brothers just do whatever the hell they want to do in the streets. Like, they'll be way in your right lane and it'll be a red light and they'll just go way to the left and make a turn. And they do weird stuff like that. They call it breaking off the intersection. But white folks, man, they believe they own the goddamn street. Yeah, middle finger straight up. They believe they own the damn streets, Dr. Clyde. Now, I seen some shit. So I seen some, whenever they do some weird stuff to me, I always do this. I wave at them. Oh, that piss them off. Oh, my goodness. See, that's worse than a middle finger. They be expecting you to, like, match their energy with the anger. I'd be like, hey, hey. I raise down my window. Hey, how you doing? That pisses them. My wife be laughing. She say, man, boy, you crazy.
But like in Chicago, black, white, all of them. In Chicago, in the city of Chicago, black, white, none of them drive courteous. None of them drive fair.
Really?
Oh yes,
it
yes.
Don't matter.
It don't matter what race they are. Out in the suburbs, people let you turn. People let you drive at a nice speed. But in the city, man, like they a lot of them don't stop at stop signs.
So
they don't even stop.
The city is just crazy.
Yeah.
So where you at, the city crazy? Where I'm at, the city on a SWAT, Southwest A-Leaf, Texas. On Southwest A-Leaf, Texas, like, you gotta, man, it's like when cars slow down, you gotta know when to get over. You gotta know how to maneuver through the manure. Like, you really gotta just, like, you really have to, like, grip the grain up on the west. Now, when I go to Webster, it's kind of predominantly Indian and white, and over there, the Indians can't drive for crap, man. They drive slow. They do crazy stuff. They just be driving like they 2 miles per hour. White people let everybody in the lane. It's like white people are so courteous. It's like they in one damn line. It's like they be like, yeah, you can go. I be like, God damn, I got places to be.
I'm wrong, because when I be driving to work, when I be driving to work, I'll admit, when I was driving to work, I would drive a little reckless,
You do?
Then,
all right.
But then I have my nerve because, see, when I'm not driving to work, then I want to drive like an old brother, Like if I had to take my daughter somewhere, and she'll say, "We're taking my car, and I'll drive." I said, "Well, why you call me? Why you call me to?" She said, "You can't drive anyway."
Oh, so you got a reputation of you can't drive, huh?
Yeah, that's what my daughter say. But
why you can't drive, Dr. Clyde? What you be doing? What they say you be doing, but you don't be doing.
They say I be driving too slow. I don't be driving too slow. But I do be watching because man, that cars that come out of nowhere. One day about 2 weeks ago, I was I was driving my daughter back from seeing the doctor, and so then we were crossing the street. It was a green light. I had the light, man. Next thing I know, a car almost whizzed and hurt me, and to this almost hit me. And to this day, I don't know how they missed me. I didn't hesitate, but I don't know how they missed me. See, it just wasn't my time. See, I just feel if it's not your time, then things won't work out. Okay, family, we're gonna take a little break for a couple of minutes. So let's check this out.
Yeah. And shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to all y'all. What's up? B1, baby. You gotta be B1 on that road.
She got me reaching for the top on my tippy toes. Just got she messing with the chicken toes. The gold to your heart, put them in her rose. She just spirit one time, make it so, make it so. She gon' take me out of space into another zone. So spirit, she messing with them pretty rose. Microwaves and cobalt outside her phone. Phone to that vibe, smoking good on the drone. Call me just now with the cuz all up in the front. In the first quick approach, she gon' jump it low to the floor. You know she liquid go with the alchemy in the bowl. She was super soda's the greatest I never told. She gon' get you right, you can set up when it goes.
You know, Tones Five. He's got some really good jewelry. A lot of it is based on Black Indian stuff. You know, he's found material. Tones Five has found images that they had in the mounds.
Yep.
You know that Black people put in the mounds, and he's taking these images that our Aboriginal ancestors had put in the mounds. He's made jewelry like that. So check out Tones Five.
That's tight.
Okay, and this is Black History Month, and I want you guys to understand is that this is a good time to teach your kids or unify material that deals with Black history. And Yoshimod has made some very interesting material that you can buy. You can order right now. You and your family can get this material, and you guys can use it as as a talking point. You guys can look at it and say, "Hey, this is something we can talk about." So let's look at this. Let's find out more about these materials.
Hey, B1 family, I'm excited to tell you about something super special and educational. This Black History Month, Yoshimod has created an amazing collection of PDFs all about incredible Black inventors and their amazing achievements. Do you know about Mae Jemison, the first FBA woman astronaut? Or Percy Julian, who made groundbreaking discoveries in chemistry? These are just a couple of the amazing people you'll learn about in these PDFs. These PDFs are perfect for teachers, homeschooling parents, or anyone who loves learning. They're filled with fun facts and inspiring stories that make learning about Black history exciting. Only $3 for a journey through history with some of the most influential Black inventors and scientists. Just click the link in the description to grab your copies from Yoshimod's Gumroad store. And don't forget to check out Yoshimod's other amazing creations and music on Spotify. Let's learn, have fun, and celebrate Black history together.
Okay, like she said, let's celebrate Black history together. Let's get it together. You know what? Spend a little money, and I'm gonna tell you that it'll be worthwhile. You guys can get this with your kids. You guys can use it as something to start a conversation. So it's very important in a sense to maybe do this.
That's tight. Yeah. Peace to my B1 family. Y'all will love that information.
Right. So you want to give the address again, Yoshi?
Right. I put it in I put it up there in the comments, I believe.
Okay.
Or did it not go through? All right, it's on Gumroad /Yoshimod, YOSHIMOD. You go up on there and y'all get the PDFs. Y'all can share it with y'all family. I created them myself, wrote them, put them together, illustrated. Yeah, I thought they'll be pretty tight. I randomly picked or handpicked 50 of what I believe the best, greatest inventors that are known and unknown. Well known all over, and some of them that y'all will actually be able to discover yourself and actually learn yourself on who these wonderful inventors and creators are. I mean, V1, man, this is tight. I'm learning as I create them. I got 50 of them I'm doing, so there's a lot of them I'm learning as well, and I can't wait till I finish the whole collection and present that as well. That'll be awesome, man. That's tight.
Yeah, so you guys go out and order a copy.
$3.
Creates Junior says some seems like since the pandemic, driving and walking pedestrian traffic has become more volatile in the inner city. People have become impatient. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think people have become more impatient when they drive than they did before?
I don't. Me personally, no, I don't think so. I think see, Houston is different. When it's hot, everybody drives mad and crazy. See, when it's cool, everybody like real cool on the highway. I don't know about pandemic in Texas. And I don't think it really stirred anything up. If anything, when a pandemic hit, I was kind of benefiting from it because there wasn't nobody on the road. I was able to. It felt like back then, Dr. Clyde. I don't know if because remember we talked about how we seen our city progress itself. You know how we you drive and there's just a limited amount of cars on the road to then you start seeing the city booming and then everybody's hearing you like, oh wow, these are new people. Oh wow, this is new. So with me on that, nah, I don't think it really made an impact in Houston. When it's hot, everybody turns to a pandemic and go crazy up in
You,
Texas.
I was in Chicago, but I drove every day during the pandemic. It was fun because there
Me
wasn't
too.
nobody on the
Nobody on the road.
expressway.
Yeah, it was it was
And
nobody.
it was nobody on the expressway, and I was driving around. So I kind of enjoyed it, and the thing is this is that I felt I didn't want to stay in the house, but I hate it. I hate the pandemic because see, in the pandemic in the Chicago area, we used to have stores that would stay open all night. You could always go to Walmart.
Oh
You could
yeah.
you could go shopping at
Walmart
night.
was
You go to restaurants.
24/7.
Right.
No
And now
more.
you can go ahead. And now in a sense, you can't do that.
No.
Everything is closed.
It messed
People
everything
are
up.
tight. And in addition to that, people are very scary. I'll admit, I try to protect people from catching anything. For me, I wear my mask most of the time.
You
I
do.
wear a mask, but but the funny thing is that during the pandemic, I would wear a mask in Chicago and I would go to Vegas and not wear a mask. My son would say, "What the hell
Nah,
wrong with you, pops?"
you never want to do that. That's bad. You going to
Yeah,
Vegas?
yeah, but
But I
Vegas, man, that's where all the sick people probably was.
Yeah, that's
You
where
know,
all of them at. Yeah, that's where
yeah,
they meet up at and go to
that's right.
buffets and say, here's my fork.
They don't have
Pass
they don't
this.
have
Yeah.
any. It's only 3 buffets now in
In
Vegas.
Vegas, really?
Yeah, I used to. That's what I used to love about Vegas because
Whoa.
it's
They had
only
a bunch
about
of
three.
buffets. There used to be a lot of buffets,
Yeah. How
man.
you doing, Nadi and J Mo?
What's up,
No,
J Mo?
they no the buffets now. It used to be buffets everywhere. That's what I used to like to go to Vegas for was the buffets.
Yeah, the buffets. They was known for the buffets, throwing away all that food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now
hmm
Bellagio,
They stopped it.
Bellagio, they still got a buffet.
Mm.
Then MGM Grand, I think they got a buffet. Wynn, they got a buffet, and Caesar's got a buffet.
Mm.
But Caesar's, I hate the food there, so I wouldn't even spend my money on that trash. You
Mm.
know,
Oh, Caesar's Palace.
yes. But
Mm-hmm.
but it used to be a buffet everywhere, and I used to go and do that. But the thing that I hate is I hate driving in Vegas, because in Vegas, man, those people cannot
Traffic.
drive and they're scary. It's
Yeah,
scary. I don't know if you ever drove in
I have. I
Vegas.
have.
You
I
have.
drove him. Yes, I have.
What happened to
Yeah.
you? Tell me one of them stories, man.
Well, nah. See, in Vegas, we was there sightseeing, so we drop top sightseeing, and
Uh-huh.
I went to Vegas, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go to a distillery. I had to see it for myself, fam. It was real. You can get them. It was real. The cop was right there, and I'm like, can I get a what? This is me and my wife like, wow, this is strange. You know, the illegal amigos out there in Texas, you know, I mean, you know, we have illegal in Texas. Go to Vegas, everything was just legal. Just grab it. But we out there, people was I guess everybody a tourist. So traffic, remember how I said everybody in one damn line?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that in Vegas. Nobody know where they going. Nobody know what they doing. It was just like iffies. It's like a bunch. They put their blinker on and you behind them, and they like, and they keep going, and you're like, come on, man, this is
Yeah.
strange. You know, but yeah, for the most part, like whenever I go to like new cities and stuff, I kind of avoid the main roads. Like in Vegas, we just kind of walk the strip, but we like to go to cities and like go to their Walmarts. I think when you go to a Walmart, you kind of get the vibe of who's really in that area. But what's your stories up in Vegas? I ain't really got no crazy man stories in Vegas.
Well, Vegas, man, Vegas in the sense driving, you know, people can't drive. You know, they got a lot of bumpers up, but I started going back into Vegas in the 90s before they had the bumpers up and people run up on the curb. You couldn't stop at the lights.
Wow.
It was kind of terrible. You know, J Mo, you're absolutely correct. J Mo, you know that mask ish doesn't work. Look up the studies, Cochrane, for example. I understand the masks don't work. I still carry.
Like
I
don't care.
I don't care. I still wear the mask because see, I'm trying to protect them from catching the old man disease. You know, the old man disease is you get next to an old man, and then he starts sneezing, then you start sneezing. And see that old man, he can sneeze, he'll be okay.
I think it's yawning. I think y'all get the yawn and then we start yawning and then we like yeah. Hey, look, check this out.
Go ahead.
I was drinking, right? I was drinking again. So I was hanging. I don't drink like that no more. But I was drinking some tequila, and I'm drinking, having a good time. I'm chopping it up with one of my old friends. I get on the road about to leave, so I'm real tipsy, and I'm one of them guys like, man, I got this. And I do, because I drive real slow. I get in that car and I'm driving like Miss Daisy, I'm driving slow and I put it on cruise control. So I'm on the freeway on 59, I'm driving. Yeah. And then I'm on the phone with my mother because I'm letting her know. I said, yeah, I'm taking it easy. I'm driving slow because she had to check on me, right? She had to check on me. My wife is over there too. She checking on me too. So I'm driving. I say, man, what is this? I look to my right. A car go past me, shoom, and the car go. I guess where before you hit the tunnel, the Passover, we going under. He went on the grass, up the Passover, flipped over, and landed on the top. So I'm watching all that driving slow. So I passed that shit right on up. I'm like, God damn, man, there's some hectic shit out here. I'm like, hey, look, when I was younger in Houston, I seen a deadly crash, man. It was a white dude. It was a flatbed truck, right? The flatbed truck, the back of the flatbed. His car windshield was inside the flatbed, and his head was sitting on. His skull was sitting on top of the flatbed, and we passed by it. Cause see, when I was growing up, my aunt used to always like to look at crashes and stuff. Like she'll listen on the radio. Man, look, this was my aunt. She didn't have no job, right? Really, you know, like she kept us kids and stuff. So when she was daycaring me, like she'll be listening on the radio and be driving and be like she'll listen to where there's a wreck at and be like, oh, over there, I'm guessing there's a wreck. Let's go over there. And she'll drive over there and just post up and look and be like, dang, look at all that. Wow. Oh, look at that fool. Oh, look. You know, so my aunt, riding with her, we always seen crashes. It's like near miss stuff. So that was one of them that I seen. It was a major wreck. And, you know, it just made me growing up, when you see something like that, it kind of triggers in you when you're growing up.
Trauma.
Yeah, to be careful, man. Man, look, you see death on the road, you kind of rethinking life, man. What's up, son? My son in there. I was gonna ask you. All right, later. Yeah, but yeah, you rethink life, man. You really look at it, and you really like want to protect yourself while you're driving. That's why my mother is real big on, don't just drive for yourself, drive for others.
Yeah.
Because man, you see something like that. I don't know if you ever seen anything that crazy, but I got another story. I'm gonna hit you with on some weird stuff. Talking about the cover that I made. So yeah, go ahead. If you
like the thing up here in Chicago is that this time of year is a lot of black ice.
Oh,
and
okay.
and the black ice is the scariest thing to drive on because you can be going 30. I was just going about 40, 45 at some I hit some black ice, man. The car flew up in there and then twisted around and into the other lane. So I was facing oncoming traffic. Just luckily nobody hit me, man. And the thing is, that's why you got to pray all the time, because when you're going out driving, man, driving is like when I played football. And we used to have to play football games. We'd always pray before every game, And when you drive, you got to pray too, because you don't know what's going to happen to you out there. You don't know if you're going to come back home or not.
You're right about that. I had a friend of mine, his mother, my friend just got a brand new car. It was an old car. He paid for it cash, but it was brand new to him. And outside, his mother went out there and she got the Bible and everything and was like, Lord, bless the car. And like she just started praying over it. And I'm like, me personally, I ain't never seen nothing like this. My parents just get in and go. So she was like, Lord bless it. And I was like, God dang, but I understand that, like you said, that trauma, man, that trauma. Well, you say, gotta go to that Walmart. You gotta go to Wally World. Whenever you visit a city, go to Wally World. When you visit a town, go to Wally World. That's how you're gonna know who all live there. Everybody goes to Wally World. You're gonna see everything. Back when I was growing up, Wally World was like a mall. When the malls was closed, you go to Wally World, but then they shut down that 24-hour junk. So Wally World ain't Wally World like it used to be. It has a time limit, man.
Nothing like it used to be, man. Nobody really get in, but the thing is, that it do seem like a lot of people, they're very dangerous driving. So many people are just so upset. I mean, you just see it driving around every day. People getting in arguments over driving, and then later, later I see these people on TV. They didn't shot somebody, they didn't kill somebody. Now they sorry, but sorry didn't do it. It's too late.
But what about the people that say, like the men that be like, man, before I take it out on my wife or whatever, I get in my car and drive. And so they carry that trauma on the road. A lot of people use driving as a feng shui or release, right?
Yeah.
But it can backfire, huh?
But the thing is, that you shouldn't even want to hurt your wife. I never wanted to hurt my wife,
Right.
But
I heard stories, man. I ain't never want to hurt mine, but I heard stories.
But my wife used to sometimes tell me, I wish I could beat your ass. And I said, I ain't done nothing to you.
You're a big dude. Which is 6'7", man.
No, I'm only 6'1", but I'm 6'1", but when I was in college, they had on the, when I played for Illinois, even though I'm 6'1", they would have in the program, linebacker Clyde Winters, number 98, 6'3". I wasn't no 6'3". I was only 6'1". But my wife used to get mad at me because I used to like to do research too much.
Right.
And and so then she would be angry with me. But when she was driving her car, she would have Bibles in there and all that type of stuff. But she was a very good driver, very adventurous driver. She always wanted to go places. Drive.
Like she'll drive like to get lost and find her way out, or like
she wouldn't never get lost, but she would go places. She would go new places. She go places in a sense where I wouldn't dare go. And but she liked to make sure that she knew her surrounding area. Timbo says a white dude pulled a gun on me driving because I pulled in front of him. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call the police. and they put me on the hood, laughing out loud. Didn't even try to see who did it. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. My
Yeah.
my wife used to always
horrible.
tell us, if somebody get in trouble, don't call the police. If you notice, the police never shoot gangbangers. They never shoot stick up men. They never shoot. They
They
people
let
up.
them go, man.
Yeah, but they'll shoot you driving
They'll
while
shoot
black.
you.
Shoot you driving
They'll
while
shoot you.
black.
Yeah. My wife uncle killed his son, shot his son in the stomach and in the
Wow.
back 2 times.
Accidentally or?
Hell nah. He left drunk, went to his house, got the gun to come back to kill his son, right?
What?
So he gunned his son down, right? Okay. The son dies, right? The son mama is like in shock and shit. Like she don't know what to do. She ex-military.
Wow.
So she's like, I don't know what to do. So she ended up leaving it to Jesus, right? I said that was a mistake. She should have used that ex-military training and did some shit. My opinion.
Yeah.
But she wanted to leave it to the court, right? So the dude, this is a recent story.
Wow.
So he goes to court and he goes on trial, right? It took him 3 years to do this trial, right? And they found him not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, his son didn't have a gun, didn't have a knife, didn't threaten him. He left, got the gun, came back and killed him.
Yeah.
And they he pled not guilty, and they released him. So I had that question: why did they release this fool? Why did they, why did they do that to that dude, man? It's because they want to see what's gonna happen. I believe. My wife's family got like a long history with the laws as far as they all, her brothers and stuff or whatever siblings, they get in and out, with the laws. So I don't know. I mean, that just hurts to hear that on our end, how the justice system works.
Well, the justice system is not what you think it is. Just like before I taught at county jail, I taught at county jail about 3 or 4 years. And what I found out, number one, I found out that every time a black person go before a judge, that don't mean that judge gonna sock it to him. What I found out is that the average brother that go before a judge, it'd be a year before they go to court. And they usually do 2 or 3 things, catch 2 or 3 other cases before they go to court. Yeah. So that's why a lot of times they end up going to jail. And they end up going to jail basically because of the fact, in the sense that they in court other cases. You know what that guy did who shot his son? See, that's down south. And down south, they have in a sense, they have legal law, and then they have social law. And remember, down south, they still go off some of that social law. Number one, if you catch your wife cheating, you can kill her and her boyfriend if you catch them screwing. Number two, you got a right. I mean, look how many mamas would tell their kids, I kill your ass before anybody else. So see, they have these.
I brought you in this world, I'll take you out this.
That's right. And so then when they're looking at things like that,
wow,
they would say, aha, maybe this father had a reason to kill his son.
Yeah, they added everything up and did.
Even though that could be untrue. But see, the whole point is this. But see, I tell anybody, if they committed a murder, you don't cop a plea. If you committed a murder and you did the murder, you should wait at least 3 or 4 years. Keep putting the court off. Keep putting the trial off. And in that way, if you stay in jail for 3 or 4 years, what will happen in a sense is that, they'll bring, if you can stall the case, they'll give you the plea gets better and better as the years go on. Yeah. The pleas get better and better.
I got a question to my family out there. Why do y'all get in y'all car and smoke and drink and drive?
That's a good question.
What is that about? I used to do it.
Now you said you used to do it now.
I used to do it, but yeah, I know I used to do it, but I asked y'all, like, why do y'all do it? Because I had a realization. I was like, damn, why do I do this?
Yeah.
And I was like, every time I get in there and do some wild stuff like that, the police pull me over. I gotta hide stuff and
You
get
didn't get
rid
any
of stuff.
DUIs, did you?
No, I never got DUIs, but I have got possession of marijuana a couple of
Okay.
times back in my day, and it's always been like the little Mimi Tata stuff. It's been like joints. They never ever get me when I'm pushing weight and doing all. Thank you, but they never and I heard stories like this in the hood. They never get you on that the big stuff. They always get you on that little stuff. I guess us lucky ones get with it like that. But I know
Yeah.
there's many stories out here, man, where the police just jam us up just for little doobies, dude, and we going to jail for 3 weeks. 3 days to 5 days. But why do we get in a car anyway to do it? Like, why can't we just be on our balcony and just smoke, drink, and have a good time? We got to drive? Yeah.
Well, you know, like in Chicago, that's why in Illinois, they stopped the bail system, you know.
What's that?
You know, they stopped having everybody that they commit a crime have to pay a bail.
Whoa.
Because see what happened, it was a guy who had been in jail for 6 years, and his bail was only $200.
And he couldn't afford the 200, right?
No, he couldn't afford the 200.
And so he was in there for 6 years.
6 years waiting to go to court. So that's why a lot of people around the nation, they got upset when they was going against the bond thing. You know, still, if you commit a really major crime, you're gonna have to pay bond, but not if you didn't. And see, the thing is, is that it is so much. It's so much that you do out there in terms of driving. You know, and people drink a lot. And like I know there's a lot of people who drink. You can talk to them. I say, hey, I'll drive you home. No, Clyde, I can make it. I can make it. I say, I'll drive you home. I can make it. No. And I mean, you don't want to get shot. You don't want to get stabbed. So, I mean, hey, you know.
They be having the most confidence, man. I used to drive, man. I have a partner now, man. A dude, he gets on the freeway and he just drives, man. He do the I-10 loop. He just go in the loop and he just ride and smoke and drink. And I'm like, what's up? He said, man, I be thinking, man, just getting my mind together, you know. Yeah. And I'm like, you couldn't have did that shit in your backyard, you know what I mean? I just, but whatever floats his boat. But the only reason why I say that is because I got pulled over too many times. I got harassed too many times for driving and drinking. Never been a DUI anything, but just having bottles in the car. You know what I'm saying? Just having herb in the car, being around it, picking up homeboys. And, you know, nowadays you got to ask, like your nephews, hey, man, what y'all got? If y'all got some, man, who got it? Who own it? You know what I'm saying? Don't be getting in my car with all that, you know? So I think when I be looking at a lot of crazy drivers, I think a lot of them be intoxicated and messed up, man. People do reckless, like when white folks, they be doing the middle fingers and all that stuff. Man, they be on stuff, man. Them people gotta be on stuff, Doc.
It's some mean people out there, man.
Very mean for no reason.
It's some very mean people. You know, because see, up here in Chicago, man, it'd be, you know, just the other day, some white guy was trying to take somebody 4-year-old child from them.
Nah.
Yeah, man. You know, it's when I was teaching. When I was teaching in county jail, this brother told me that there's a big slave market in Alabama, and you know, like if you're in the know, you can go and you can buy anybody of any race, any age, you know, because see a lot of rich people, you know, judges, lawyers, business people, they'll buy children, and women, you know, to sacrifice them because that's how they get their good luck, you know. Yeah. And so this guy was telling me there was a place in Alabama. You know, I didn't ask him where it was located. This is back when I was teaching in the 90s. It's probably got another place now. But you know, that's a big thing, kidnapping kids. You know, they've been finding I don't know about down there, they've been finding this one man, he was driving to Southern Illinois to go back to school. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't find his body. They found his car, and then when they found his body, he was missing body parts.
Well, see, that's the thing. Now we talking about white folks being obsessed with eating bodies and stuff, going back to their nature. I was looking at a YouTube feed the other day where it was saying, the reason why there's a shortage on mummies being preserved because the archaeologists was going in there eating them. They was using it, saying that it was medicine. So they was eating it, breaking down the bones. Like there's some in Africa right now where they digging up the graves and getting the bones and turning it to dust and smoking it.
Yeah.
Just the thought of people eating, man, cannibal, just weird stuff, man. Just people, dude, whenever you ride next to somebody, do you ever like picture like you back in the day and like if this was a horse and buggy, this is who you ride next to? Like if we was migrating, you know, I'd be picturing it like that, like man, like.
But I think they was I think they were friendlier, man.
They were friendlier back then, huh?
Yeah, but have you ever been driving and in your mind say, I wonder how it would feel to run into the wall?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I have. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Why?
It's crazy because why you want to kill yourself, and then sometimes it comes to your mind.
It does. It's crazy. It just pops in there, and you like, man, boom. But I think it's because we watch so many action movies. You know, that we're kind of looking for that adventure on that road. And, you know, we're like, man, if I did, you know, because I've been on the freeway and I'm way at the top and I'm like, man, if I just, you know, what would happen, you know?
That's right.
Like, well, I don't want to, but yeah. Man, true story. I was driving and I'm riding and it's one part of the beltway at the top. You get sleepy. For some reason, I just get real sleepy at this one part. Man, I put this on everything. It got to be somebody over there hovering above that mother and dropping sleepy dust right there. Every time I go on that pad, Doc, I get real sleepy. So I go there one day. I'm driving and I get real sleepy. And I go to sleep.
What?
And I'm asleep. And I wake up and I shake the wheel. I done hit the wall and everything. But I didn't know how I made the whole curve. Man, it was an angel, dude. Angel. It had to be. Remember how you say weird stuff on the road? Look, check this out. Check this out. Here's something weird real quick. My cousin, she riding on Fundred in Maine in Houston. I don't know if anybody know about the Fundred in Maine. She's riding on Fundred in Maine. She's driving. All right, she looks to her left. She sees a kangaroo jumping in the field.
What?
All right. My cousin don't do drugs. Okay. All right. No. All right. Listen. I'm in the studio at the time. This in 2005 or 6. I'm in the studio. I'm in a good studio in the hood, where Zero Brother record at Dougie D. So I'm in this studio, nice studio, and then a friend of mine, we all chilling, a dude that don't know my cousin, he talks about how he's driving on Fundred in Maine and how he looked to his left and he's seen a kangaroo jumping, right? So I say, come on, man, nah, this can't be right. So I hurry up and get the phone out. I call her up and I have her to tell her story and I had him to tell his story, and both of them was at awe because they both seen the same shiggity. Yeah. See, weird stuff is out here, man, and it takes for you to ride your bike to really see what's going on. What they say, Timbo Slice said they had the Egyptian mother with 3 children washed up in East Africa shores. All the organs was gone from the whole family. Yeah, that's sad. They
it can be all type of stuff out there, man, and you can see I used to see orbs. I used to see orbs. Did. Yeah, whenever I would go turn, whenever I would turn at this particular spot, I would see orbs. I haven't seen them lately, but back in the day, I used to see orbs out there. You know, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going there. I'm not telling any orbs.
all right, that'll be another show. I'm not. Come on.
I don't want it. I'm not saying no more fantastic stuff I saw.
We're gonna make another show and we're gonna talk about
no, we're not. We're gonna talk about what
mystics, man. I want to talk about that unseen stuff, man. That stuff. Look, them stories where you like, Man, I'm only gonna tell y'all this one time. This is what happened, and this is it. You believe it or not, but this is my story. I got a lot of them. Dr. Clyde, I have a lot of them stories, man. I can go I can go in depth with that. But yeah, just a few of the weird stuff that we seen on the highway. Like they said, I mean, we in Houston, and you got two different parties talking about they seen kangaroos, and they don't even know each other.
Wow.
Different times, and it was weird because they was both on the same street, Fundren. Totally weird. They don't do drugs. These are two people, one in the studio, one my cousin. It was weird. I was just like, damn, let me put two and two together and ask. But the orbs, my same cousin, she seen an orb come to her, and it came right to her face and then went through her. And
went through her. Wow.
Yeah, she said it went through her. So she seen another one. A lot of stuff be coming to her, dude, and I be like, why you? And I think it's because she don't believe, in a sense, because she'll tell me this stuff and be like, yeah, but I don't, she'll deny it. And this is the same person that was driving and seeing a UFO come down. Like she said, she's seen it come down, and then it went up, and her mom seen it. So the weird stuff that people see on these roads, man, and that anger, you go to different areas, you notice that different people act differently on that highway.
Like when I used to drive to Joliet, it was a spot in Joliet. It was between it was just after you get off, after you're on I-80. And when I would go through Joliet, it was a certain spot I would always feel somebody had jumped in the car with me, and it would be somebody smoking, and they would ride in my car about a mile or two, and then that smell and that feeling that somebody was next to me would disappear. I found that was really weird. I used to have that back in the early 2000s a lot.
These are trails, man. These are, like my auntie said in Texas, she's like, these are old Indian trails, man. They didn't come here and remap this shit out. No, they came and used the same trails that go here to go there, just like the bus route. You think the bus route they came and mapped? Nah, that's it. I'm telling you, these are walking patterns. When you go to Houston and ride your bike, you see the walking trails along the main roads. You see them, foot trails that been there for years, paths that's been there for years. You see all that, man. All this stuff over here, man. We don't know what's going on out here in this here field, man.
Because see, we a lot of times we forget I think it's the first law of thermodynamics. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. That means that anything that ever existed still exists. You may not see it.
So you mean time? So we're timeless in a sense. We're in space and time at once, and we can go through past, present, and future all in one present if we have that right energy source.
Probably, because see the white man, he teaches you that time is linear, past, present, future. But I think time is a circle. So today was 2000 20 February 10th, I think it is. February 10th, no 11th.
No, it's 11th.
Yeah, okay, February 11th, 2024 AD. I think it's also February 11th, 2024 BC.
Yeah.
I think you jump in and out of time. I think you can jump into time in any period, and that's why you can feel and so much.
Yes.
And the thing is, this is that I know Professor Smalls. He liked to talk about that we're our ancestors. And since we're our ancestors, and therefore we carry those memories. I think yes, we have a lot of memories.
Yeah.
But I think it's a little bit more, because see, to me, if you notice the Egyptians, the Meroitic people, most Africans, we've been taught growing up in the white man land that you got two things. You got a soul and you got a body. Mm-hmm. And your body in a sense is represented by your breath, because as long as you're breathing, then you're alive. But see, in Africa and in African societies, they have in a sense the body, the soul, the spirit, and in a sense the familiar or the second or the shadow body. And so then I think that it's these things, and if you don't pacify these things, a lot of times what can happen, is that you can some of those things don't leave this plane, No. Some of those things don't leave this plane. Even though I'm not a metaphysicist, but the point is this: is that it's a lot of different things out there. Okay, family. We have some appointments that we're going to do later, so we're going to cut the show a little short today. I want to thank everybody for coming.
Right.
And I really appreciate you, and I hope that you'll join us next week. Then we'll probably do our regular 2 hours. But again, thanks, folks. You guys have a good evening.
And join that Patreon. Care. Thank everybody for that Patreon too. Thank y'all.
Right.
Thank y'all. Yeah.
Join my Patreon. Thank you for those people who send out the cash apps. Good every now and then I'm sending a cash app. Support my Patreon. The Patreon helps me to do a lot of things, and we love you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah. Right now, it's time to wrap everything up. Yeah. Right now, it's time to wrap everything up, you dig? Yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Yo. And Dr. Clyde Winters, then and now. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody. All y'all support. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this. You dig it? Yo. You've been invited to the dinner now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the dinner now. Yeah, Dr. Clyde Winters in the Yoshimod. Intro, outro to the dinner now. We gon' see you, so have dinner now. Yeah, raise your head. Why put them down? B1 on that dinner now. FBA on that dinner now. FBB on that dinner now. It's all about unity on that dinner now. My indigenous folks on that dinner now. All my Africans rise on that dinner now. Rise up on that dinner now. And don't forget to subscribe to dinner now.